Welcome.
Here
It's
we are.
Wednesday night. And
bar.
we're well in the bag.
Well, I don't know about in the bag quite yet.
But you can see the lip of it.
We can still see out over the top.
Just barely. I'm JP Cormier.
He's JP Cormier.
And this is Chris Coot. And he's Chris Coot.
When the medication's fully working.
That's right.
And who's back there?
The lovely Ginger's back in the house.
Thank the Lord.
Holy Christ.
Yep.
I don't know what we do without her.
Yep.
But anyhow, welcome to String Theory. And
Yeah.
somebody tore the sponsor list
Yeah.
off the stand. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Where'd that go?
It's around.
Oh, there it is over there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's just say for now, welcome
Two.
String Theory. Here's John and Chris and Ginger.
Get over there.
I don't know where he went.
There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm back. I found the list.
You did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Boucher Guitars. Boucher. Well, we'll get into that in Capo Corner. Levy's Leather Straps. G&G Music. Citadel Music in Halifax. Reed Music, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Brickhouse Guitars. K&K. Gallagher. Recording King. Alvarez. Yeri. Yamaha Canada. Big stuff happening there.
Yes,
Sid.
sir.
James Martin Instruments. Cody Guitars. Our local wicked
Wizard.
genius electric builder. D'Addario, The Arc, Apollo Picks, Epiphone, Gibson, Close Guitars, Blue Chip Picks,
Toad Slab!
LR Bags, Maestro Hose and Guitars from Singapore, George Crackett Guitars from Albany, New York, Blackwood Guitars from Mallory, Ontario, and the Nova Scotia SPCA,
Meow.
Doggos and Catos.
Dogguses.
Dogguses.
Yeah. Is that a tick on your shirt?
Could be. Is it?
No, it's part of your dinner. I
Well,
had 2 ticks today.
You decapitated Clucky.
I know. Oh, well.
Clucky's a dead duck over there.
He's technically a chicken.
Shouldn't you hold up his head and show the crowd? You know, normally.
Poor Clucky.
Poor Clucky. Poor Clucky.
Preston Cluck.
Fucking, he's fucked. Anyhow, welcome back. It's Wednesday night.
We're all together. The band's back together.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I got my Gallagher Speed Cozy.
Speed cozy. I'm drinking a lovely Breton Brewing Red Coat Irish Red Ale.
A wee red ale. Oh, yeah.
I'm enjoying one right now.
That sounds delicious.
It is. And
Are you enjoying it?
yes, I'm enjoying it right
No.
Thrilling. Purely thrilling.
Truly thrilling. So, yeah, it's great to be back with you again. There's
Big week next week.
Oh, there's big weeks all the time. We got reviews going up left and right.
You actually worked on videos this week.
Oh yeah, we there's a new review going up every Monday now. We did the Bridgeport guitars, the Avenir guitars, all courtesy of Roger Schmidt at Brickhouse in Kitchener, the tastemaker, as we call him. He's on his way home right now from NAMM, the North American the North American Music Merchandise Trade Show in Anaheim, California, where I was when the shit hit the fan and the whole world stopped. And he was out there, of course, promoting his shop and his instruments he's doing, but also he was actually there with Hosen Young, who is formally launching Hosen Guitars. He's been building Maestro, been building Avenir. Now he's like, you know what, boys?
Doing
Putting my name on this thing.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. They're awesome. I also...
We're almost enjoying one right now.
I want to say very quickly, too, that Brian Doyle, who, as many of you might know, he's one of the legends of guitar from Cape Breton Island came down here, and because he's been playing the same beat up old guitar for as long as I've known him, and I told him the last time I saw him at the Guitar Summit in Judic last fall, I said, man, if you just come down to the studio and I'll give you a guitar. Mm-hmm. And he did. And guess what he took out of here? The Avenir. Mm-hmm. The Fanfret. He loved it. And so that belongs to him now. It's up in Cape Breton with him. There's so many things going on. First of all, I want to talk about next week. Robin Boucher's coming. And Guillaume again this year. There will be a major guitar clinic on April the 28th, Friday, at with G&G Music, our buddy Glenn Gotel.
In Antigua
Nowhere. The Thursday night, we're going to be at the Citadel Music in Halifax with Stephen McNeil. And this is big news, they're bringing a number of new models. That's exciting, because I haven't even seen them. They're coming in with those. We're going to do videos on them. We're going to do a video with me and Robin talking about the development of my signature model. There's so many things going on next week. It's just crazy.
Can't wait to see those guys again.
Yeah, they're just the best people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And let's see, what else is going on? There's just, oh my God, there's so much. We got... I'm starting to get caught up on the guitars to be reviewed.
Yeah, the pile's shrinking.
After next week, we're going to review the Cody Electric. We're going to review a new guitar from Gibson. It's really cool. We're doing some Tech Talk with Chris and John, some pickup installs.
Yep.
My buddy Kenny Johnson over in Shetland, we're going to install one of his proprietary pickups on one of my violins. That's going to come out in the next month or so. Judd Gunning's on his way here Saturday to work on his new album. Mm-hmm. He's doing some of the tracks here, some of the tracks with his dad. It's humongous. It's just, there's so many things going on, and we're just happy to be here.
And spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung, and happy to be here in one piece. And
you know what? I'm enjoying this right now.
Very aggressive. It's the person you attack.
what is that, by the way? I haven't tried the magic jar of God. Oh, that's sake.
It is sake.
That's
Ice
beautiful.
Cold sake.
Ice cold sake.
I don't think that's a traditional.
So as
way
you can
drink
see,
sake.
we don't really take our drinking that seriously. There's no real hard liquor on the table.
No.
Well, except for this, but I haven't gotten
Or
into that
this.
yet. So, we love you. We're glad to be here. Thank you. Just an aside, I never say this, but I think I'm going to start because our subscriptions are way up. 1,000 new ones a month. We are right on the edge of 30,000. I think we need like 100, and we're going to be over 30,000 subscribers.
That's good. That's cool.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And we're up to like 200,000 viewers worldwide in 33 countries. We're up in the 1.6 million minutes a month watched.
Man,
it's awesome. You guys you just don't know how much you're helping us by just being with us. And if you're not subscribed, I doubt anybody who's watching this show is not subscribed. But if you're not, hit subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
And tell your buddies to go and watch whatever, the reviews or the Life in Music or the Tech Talk with Chris or the guitar stuff with John or any of those things, and tell them to go in there and hit that subscribe button, because that puts money in the bank for us. And it costs you guys nothing.
it puts crumbs on the table.
It puts crumbs on the table, puts Ritz crackers in the old mouth pocket.
It puts food in Jack's dish.
Jack gets to have more kibbles. And it puts giant fatty pork chops in my face hole. Hole.
Giant fatty pork chops.
Giant fatty pork chops.
Wow, that sounds unappetizing.
In
Doesn't
my
sound good at
face
all.
hole. I love that word, face hole.
Face hole.
I'm going to put this beer right in my face
Jam
hole.
it in your face hole.
And it even gives you options because you have several.
Several face holes?
Yeah, but only one that accepts beer readily. The first Christian goes to...
Well, before I get to the super chats, there's a question
Oh.
about last week from Bram Avery, I think.
Oh, hey, Bram, how you doing, buddy?
Okay. Okay.
What is he saying?
He says, I was actually curious if the interruptions last week were caused by the nipple protectors on JP's suspenders somehow deflecting the Wi-Fi.
It could well be.
Yeah.
Could well
Yeah.
be. Yeah, the nipple protectors / nipple destroyers.
Yes.
They're. So what happens? Just I'm going to go off on a tangent.
A tangent?
Yes.
You know, you can only call it a tangent if it actually
tangent.
touches the subject at some point.
So the tangent is this. I've been wearing these suspenders, like this brand of suspenders, for years. They hook onto your belt loops. They're really nice. But what happens is, after a while, they get stretchy.
Floppy.
And you have to tighten them.
Right.
You adjust them, right?
It's a cam. You fold it
Yeah.
up and...
So,
yeah.
but they start down here.
Right.
And as they wear in, this thing
it
raises.
raises up.
So after a while, you are in danger of
You hit the danger zone.
Vulnerable in
terrible
yourself?
corrosive nipple damage. And that's what happens. So
When
I'm
you're in
at-
the danger zone.
Yeah, so they will continue a little bit now.
Do they
Not
rise
much.
up and go over your shoulders?
No, they don't stretch that far. But they will stretch to the point where Chris can snap me and not tear off my nipples.
I've done that before.
yes, you have,
I know.
on the air.
Yeah, I think you get
prick.
annoyed, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to tear off your beard. and
My breathing hole.
yes, I wanted to shove my
Your fist
leg into
down
your
my breathing
hole.
You wanted to
And
bludgeon
tickle-
my glottis.
Yes, I wanted to plow my fist into your glottis and tickle your lung openings.
My air sac opening.
You bastard.
The periphery of my air sac opening.
What's the first curse in Ginger? Please save us.
So we have a super chat from Ted Whitmore.
Hey,
Ted Whitmore.
Ted, happy Wednesday, buddy.
Says, what goes crunch, 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 crunch? My son's Taylor 414 he ran over in the driveway after last week's show.
Sweet!
Ouch.
Good to hear that.
Ouchie.
Good riddance.
Good word.
I'd like to hear that story. Hopefully not on his way to a gig.
Apparently after the show.
I can tell you right now, it's the best thing ever happened to him. Now I can actually go buy a real guitar.
Okay, let's not turn it
And-
into last week where we shit on
And
everything.
That's the best that Taylor ever sounded.
yeah, it is, yeah, that's the most appealing sound that guitar probably made.
The key of finality.
Yeah, the key of, oh shit, I'm dead.
The key of fire starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The key of, where's the handle for this garbage compactor?
Hey, welcome to my new life as a baseball bat.
My life is kindling.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Sorry, in all seriousness, we're sorry about his guitar, but not. Fuck Taylor. Anyhow, next.
That was so
Full
serious.
of contradiction. We have a super chat from Jamie Reed.
Hey, Jamie.
Jamie, how you doing, buddy?
Happy Wednesday, brother.
JP, I may have already asked this, but what's a decent acoustic amp? Gonna need one for playing live. Good to see Ginger back to put the wheels back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you can see, because we are
mildly
relying on
successful.
her expertise in the matter,
Yes. Technical
the
prowess.
wheels are even further from the axle.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, we're
than they
hanging
ever-
out over the
And
cliff.
Oh, yeah.
quite a
Yeah.
distance to get out
Yeah,
of the wheels.
I've got you by the ankles, and you're way over.
I'm way over the
way
cliff.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I have said 1,000 times on here, and I'm sorry you missed it. That means you weren't watching enough. So, welcome. Come and watch us. The best acoustic amp I've ever used in my life ever is the Fishman Artist Loudbox. That is the one. You can get the small one. That's called the Mini, which has Bluetooth capability and blah blah blah. Well, they all do actually. It's not the Bluetooth that bugs me. It's they're chargeable.
Oh, yeah. No, no.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, yeah, no.
They only got one channel.
Yeah.
So go with the Artist Loudbox, and you get two identical channels.
Yeah.
And if you want a bigger sound, you can get the Artist, the Pro, which is the larger version of it.
It's very large, though.
But I don't like it. I tried it again recently on this last tour, and it was still sounded better, sounded good, but it was still too much power for me.
Yeah.
So I'm right back to the same old amp, the Fishman Artist.
And
I
they're
love
indestructible.
They're indestructible.
Yeah.
This will be the fourth one I've had or fifth one I've had in over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Those amps last. You cannot kill them.
Yeah.
And all the ones that I got rid of most of them are at Bill Elliott's, and he's still using them. They're still
One in every room because he always forgets where he puts it.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's part of my my Fishman story. Those amps are incredible. You can look at any number of companies that are coming out now, and there's Trainer, and there's Fender, and there's acoustic whatever, and there's Schertler and AER and blah 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 whatever. The Fishman is $800.
Yeah,
you can't beat it.
The funny thing about that is with the Fishman makes crap for a guitar pickup.
Yeah,
but as far as their amps go, they're magical.
Yeah,
they're magical.
I'm not a fan of their piezo.
No,
but their amplifiers, holy
great.
crap!
Yeah,
they're just the best thing ever. So there you go.
Next.
Another super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Back again for more punishment.
Mm-hmm.
He says, wait, is it hat day? Did I miss the memo?
Yeah, you did. It is hat day.
Well, it's always hat day around me. I always get hats.
You always have a hat
But
on.
you look
I look
great
like
in
a
hat.
goof.
No, you don't. You
It's a
look
good
great
hat.
in hats.
In that hat.
I'm looking
It's
at
the
you right
only
now.
hat I look okay in.
It's a nice Stetson fedora, man. You can't beat it. I bought that in Italy.
I do feel kind of badass.
I bet that in Genoa, Italy.
Yeah?
That's where I bought that hat.
I thought I smelled sausage.
No, pepperoni.
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 And spaghetti.
A super chat from C Math.
See math?
Yeah.
Science!
Boy,
He's not new.
not new.
He's not new.
Oh, he's not?
No, I
Not
recognize
new?
that.
Not new?
C-math.
Not new. Sounds like a
No.
Sounds like an
Not new,
Icelandic
not new.
word. Not new. Sorry, I don't speak
Question
Icelandic.
is...
Yes.
When you were touring with Stompin' Tom, what guitar did you use on stage?
Do you remember?
Well,
You probably went through a few of them on that.
okay, so the first tour I didn't play guitar at all. I was not a guitar player on that tour. I did everything else. I did banjo, fiddle, mandolin, penny whistle, wiffle board.
Wiffle board?
Yeah, big fucking
Wiffle.
for
Yeah.
Rubberhead.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Waka, waka, waka. I shook this big piece of brass.
Yeah.
Plating.
Yeah.
That was the wiffle board.
Wiffle board.
The second tour, I played Telecaster for Tom, and on my set, I played a Garrison.
Okay.
That's back when Tom was using Garrison. I was using
A
Garrison.
lot of people were using them back
Yep.
then.
Until they started blowing up,
Yep.
and that was that.
Yep.
Yes, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It took me a minute. It took me a second. The reason I told the story about the wiffle board, it took me that long to remember what I did on the second tour.
Now, what about when you and Dave were on tour?
That was the one.
That was the one.
Yeah, there was only tour. I only toured twice with Tom. The first time was as a pure utility man.
Yeah.
And the second tour in 2002 was me on telly. And when I opened the show, my acoustic was the Garrison, the Rosewood.
And
Rosewood
Dave was
cutaway.
playing bass.
Dave was playing upright bass
Upright
on
bass.
that tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember going to Music Stop
And
buying that bass
Yep.
with him
Yep.
at Music Stop so he could learn to play the stand-up.
He looked like a dog fucking a football. Connects.
Super chat from Edward Bernato.
That's new.
No,
Nope.
It's not.
What?
Edward Bernardo. No. he's-
Okay, sorry, Edward. Sorry.
You just stop guessing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop saying it. How long's he been a member?
It doesn't say in a
You're
super
gonna
chat.
embarrass me, aren't you? He's been
No,
with us forever.
It
Okay.
doesn't say in a super chat.
Love you,
been with us a
Edward.
while.
Love you, Edward.
I acquired a neglected guitar which bows back enough at the fret that it frets out at the 5th fret. I tightened the truss rod quite a bit. It helped a little. Is there anything else I can do myself?
Read that one more time, Ginger. Sorry.
I acquired a neglected guitar
Okay,
which bows
neglected.
back enough that it frets out at the 5th fret.
Right.
I tightened the truss rod quite a bit. It helped a little. Is there anything else I can do myself?
Well, if it's fretting out, you don't tighten
You
the truss
loosen
rod.
it.
You
Yeah.
loosen
You
it.
want the neck to come forward.
So I don't know sure that that's a typo or he didn't mean what he meant to say.
Or it's bowed.
But if it's if it's fretting out, you need to loosen the truss system.
Yeah.
So that the neck will come forward and bow backwards instead of warping, which is when the fifth fret comes forward, right?
Yeah.
So a warp is like this and a bow is like that. So you want to loosen the truss system so that the neck comes forward. And if it's so if you loosen it enough that it stops buzzing but it's unplayable, you need a saddle adjustment. That's simple.
Saddle and or not saddle first.
Yeah, the saddle first. You take the saddle out and sand it down, get it lower. And it depends on who built the guitar, too.
Easiest way to tell, take a straight edge, a long straight edge, lay it between a couple of the strings, and from the nut right down as long as you can get a straight edge, and then you'll be able to see along the strings in the bottom of the straight edge.
Yeah,
and
if
you
it's
can see
rocking,
if
if it's rocking, it means you're warped.
Yeah.
The neck's got a backwards bow in it.
And if it's not
rocking, you can see a light underneath it.
Yeah.
Then you've got problems.
Yeah.
That means you could have frets loose.
Yeah, you could have just a high fret.
It could be a high fret. Could be the nut. The whole neck could be twisted somehow.
It's a combination of all things, though. So you don't go off half cocked.
Yeah.
You've got to look at it and figure out where the problem lies, and then start making adjustments.
But generally speaking, the perfect action is when you can put that straight edge on there and see some light underneath it around the 7th fret. A hair of light. The neck, if you want the kind of action that I play with, the neck needs to be 98% straight. That's how I set all my guitars. They're just about straight. And then the saddle height has to work with that neck profile. And most guitars ship with saddles that do. And if you're talking about a neglected guitar that's older, it could have a popped fret. It could never have been set up properly. The
nut could be all cut in as well.
That's
and the strings are sitting lower in the nut.
The strings could be worn
cut through the nut,
worn right into the nut grooves. Right. Then if you can't. So here's another test you can do. You can hold the string down at the 5th fret. Okay. Hold your string down at the 5th fret and then go to the 1st fret and touch the string and see if there's any air under that string. If there's no air, it means your nut's too low. So you've got to get a new nut cut so that, because there has to be air on the 1st fret when the string is pressed down at the 5th. So that's how you test to see if there's nothing, if it's already laying on the 1st fret when it's fretted at the 5th, it means you need a new nut. Nut's too low. The grooves are too deep.
If your nuts are too low, it's not a good situation.
You don't want low nuts. No. So there you go. It could turn into a situation absolutely where you got to take it to somebody.
Yeah.
Which is probably the easiest thing to do anyway. Just take it to somebody who does that kind of work and you trust. And they'll
make it right.
Oh yeah, they'll fix it for you right away. And it shouldn't cost any more than $100.
$100,000.
100,000 pennies.
A super chat from Tuba Dillon.
Tuba Dillon.
Have you seen the news about the new Yamaha FG9? It looks incredible. A $4,000 Yamaha acoustic with an Adirondack top and bolt-on neck.
I have definitely seen the FG9, and I am super /pissed /stoked because I'm getting one. Yamaha is sending me one, but I can't get it till September. And I'm questioning their logic on this because they do exist. They were at the NAMM show, and people. Okay, so from what I've heard from the people I know who were there, this guitar, this FG9 guitar, is going to... Okay, I'll just say it right now. I'm probably going to say it when I get it. This is the best guitar built by any factory company ever in the history of guitar.
My God, man.
It is. They're saying that this instrument, because they didn't just build another guitar, they went into... I had a long talk with my buddy Steve Piccone at Yamaha Music Canada, the head of the guitar department there, and we talked briefly about how this guitar was designed. And the way it was designed is fascinating. They didn't make wood changes or design changes they went into the original mathematics that the founders of the acoustic guitar department 70 years ago, okay, made their decisions about
shape
how mathematically they would build a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And they've gone with that design for the last 70 years. And they went in and they used mathematics and science to alter that design, sometimes just by millimeters, right? And they designed a computer program that could analyze what would happen when they made the changes. And they built numerous test guitars to find out what would happen until they finally settled on this design, which is just millimeters different, but it
body contour,
in body contour, depth,
yeah,
all of the angles, all of the mathematical angles, because they build a guitar to circles, Yamaha, right? So they changed this by millimeters, and it has produced an instrument that's going to just blow your mind. Everyone I've talked to that saw the instrument and played it just went, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable what this thing is. It's a $4,000 guitar that should by rights cost $10,000. That's what it is. And they're using the very best of their Indian rosewood stock and their... I'm not sure which mahogany they're using. I can't remember, but there's the two species that they've chosen are the top of the game,
mm-hmm.
with Adirondack tops on every guitar. Like it blew everyone's face off, and I suspect that when I get it, I will be able to say I have every confidence when I get that guitar. I will truthfully be able to say there is no other factory instrument made
is
like
it
that.
A permanent keeper?
Yeah, it's a will guitar.
Yeah,
it's I have a lot of them here, and I'll never get rid of them. And so I'm very frustrated that I can't get my hands on it because it exists. It's
mm-hmm.
out. People have them. They should be getting that thing to me now, because
I think you just need to come to terms with your place in the pecking order.
Well, yeah, but what a great thing we could do for them if we could get it on the channel now. So that when they do become available North America wide in September, America's going to get them first.
Mm-hmm.
And
America.
They should have them. I should have that guitar sooner than September. I should. It's important. It's an important guitar. Mm-hmm. It's something that Yamaha. It was the same thing as if Martin suddenly decided to change their design after 150 years, 200 years.
We should send Sudsy to
you know
the
what
factory.
I mean? It's the same. To me, it's the same thing. If Martin, and they did actually, that new design they have with the all offset
mm-hmm.
body, and those things are awesome. They're great guitars, right? But this thing here, this FG9 that Yamaha built, is just, it's a dreadnought of massive proportions. I can't wait to see this thing. I can't wait to see it. So, yeah, I'm super excited about this, and it's a lot more exciting than even most people even realize it is, because it's such a departure from their normal design. Mm-hmm. And you can't really tell by looking at it. You can tell that something's different about it. You can just see the picture and go, "That's a Yamaha. I know it's a Yamaha, but
something's different here.
Something going on there." And you can just tell it has a vibe that's incredible. And I can't wait to get it. I can't wait. I'm hoping actually that when I go down to the States in May, that I will be able to pass through some of the, because it's only going to be handled by high-end shops. You're not going to see this thing in Guitar Center and whatever. L&M already has them advertised, but they're not. You can't get one until September, if you can get one at all. And in Canada, they're like $5,500. Like this thing is serious. They're really serious. So, anyhow, that's my take on the FG9.
Well, cool your jets. Wait,
yeah. But you just
enough.
You know me.
Enough.
You know how much I love Yamaha.
Suck it up. Next.
Okay.
I have a highlighted chat from Bram Avery.
I got shot down.
Been a member for
I was
13
doing my
months.
Yamaha love thing, and I got shot down.
Throw that in your drink bowl.
You have to be patient.
A highlighted chat from Bram.
Yes. He says, Coot, I love the outfit. You look like an old Hutterite that's getting ready to raid the goose barn.
A Hutterite.
An old Hutterite.
Sweet.
Don't forget your rubber boots and Velcro mitts.
There you go.
Is it the hooks or the loops that you wear? Huh?
I'm not sure.
Hooks and loops?
Yeah, if you're wearing the Velcro to get the sheep.
Oh, you got to wear the hooks.
It's the hooks, right?
The hooks that you wear.
Yeah, and your Wellington boots to put their hind legs in, right?
That's right.
So they can't run away.
So
Is that right, Ginger?
Look up there above your head there, Ginger, and tell me what the Scotch is.
It's an Aberlour.
Yeah.
What?
Aberlour.
Really? This is Aberlour? Oh, wow.
Abunda.
Abuna. Yeah.
Abunda.
This is a very special edition.
Sherry cask.
This is a really special edition Aberlour.
Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey.
Oh, God. Yeah. Did you get the memo, Bram, that
This
it was
is
hat
matured
night?
in Spanish sherry butts.
Oh.
No jokes? I got nothing? All right.
Sherry
Moving
butts. Did you say sherry butts?
That's what it says.
Listen to that cedar top.
Gallagher.
It's a Gallagher.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
And the Scotch tastes just like Temperance Real. Next.
A question from Alan Melkert.
Alan, what?
Melkert.
Milkert.
Milk
Milkert?
Curtain Kids.
Like milk
Alan,
cart?
Alan Milkert.
Milkert.
Love you, Alan. We got your name fucked up, but give us a break. All right.
Remember, for a little while, he's got a little Ronnie cat face.
Ronnie Catface.
Great to finally meet you in London. Great show.
Oh,
One question to you. Where does sustain in a guitar come from? The materials or the craftsmanship?
both.
It comes from these. That's where it comes from. And that's not a flippant answer. It's true. So you can play any guitar. Okay, let me put this another way. I could play any guitar in this room, and I could force it to sustain exactly the same amount of time. It doesn't matter what the body size is, the quality of the guitar, anything, nothing. It has to do with these. This is what creates sustain, and it's a two-part equation. It's how hard you hit the guitar to know the guitar, how it will react to a single pick stroke, and then it has to do with how much pressure you put on the string, on the fretboard, and whether or not you decide to let it up by nanometers up at the time of the note sounds, right? That's basically it. There's no, I mean, you can have different guitars will sustain, open strings will sustain a certain amount, but generally speaking, every single guitar, unless it's a raging piece of shit, is going to sustain the same amount open, right? That's just the way it is. As I've done it, I mean, I'm taking this equation apart, doing the reviews now for 3 years, and it's all the same. If you let the guitar, if you strike it the right way, it'll sustain for fucking ever. If you don't, it'll die. It's just that simple. So it has 90% to do with your hands and 10% to do with the quality of the workmanship in the instrument, the type of top and sides that it has, and the type of how well the neck is connected to the body. That's why bouchers have the sustain of God, because the neck connection is so vibrant that it shakes the whole guitar, and it keeps shaking it no matter what you do, right? And so, but it's all in the hands. Your sustain is really in the hands. It's. Did
you say something once about finish as well? Just affecting sustain?
Yeah. I mean, finish has more to do with volume than anything else. I find
projection.
Yeah. Like a gloss finish, I think, is slightly more controlled than a satin finish or a open pore finish, which just it just pukes sound, right? And that's either good or bad.
Satin or a solid finish, gloss finish seems to focus the sound better.
Yep. Yeah. And if you like the open pore or satin finish or whatever, the light finish guitar, can throw up sound all over the room, but that may or may not be a good thing. It may not be what you want.
It's like in a PA. You either get wide dispersion or you can
focused.
shoot down the entire room.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but don't.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is an amazing question.
Yeah.
But don't let anything fool you. Sustain is created by the player more than anything else about the guitar, because I could give. Ginger, I'm not making fun of Ginger or anything, but I could give Ginger...
I have zero guitar skills.
To give Ginger a guitar, the best sustaining guitar in this room, and she would play a G chord and it would only last a few seconds.
A G chord.
Yeah.
A Ginger chord.
I could play the G chord and it would last for 90 seconds, right? Because I know about the pressure that has to be on the strings to do what I want done. Can
you really last for 90 seconds? Next.
A question from Glenn Legg.
Only about 30. Really.
I'm going to enjoy that for 90 seconds.
But I love you. Think about what I said.
Glenn Legg.
Yes, sir.
Glenn Legg.
With 2 G's and an E?
He's related to Biff Foot.
Biff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn
Tom
Legg.
Kneebone.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, Glenn?
Yeah.
Carl
Schenkel.
Carl Schenkel.
And we're off.
Love you.
Originally purchased a Yamaha LL16 12-string.
Nice.
Beauty guitar. I'm getting mixed opinions about tuning it down half or full step to avoid string tension. What are your thoughts?
I am a huge fan of Leadbelly. And I'm going to make an admission here that nobody, there's probably people who punch me right in the face for saying this. But until last year, when I was in Carter Vintage Guitars in Nashville, and they had a Leadbelly model guitar.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the company.
Right.
But it was his company. It was the one that built his instrument.
Right.
Guess what? It was a fucking baritone.
Baritone?
It was a baritone 12.
Wow.
That's why his guitar
Sounds like thunder.
sounded so low
Yeah.
and so huge.
Yeah.
I thought all these years that I've worshipped that man that he was just playing a standard 12 tuned
down.
way down,
Yeah.
like about 4 frets, right? Bullshit.
It's
His E string was a B.
right.
Right? And it blew my mind. I picked that guitar up and I started playing it. I was like, holy shit, everything I play sounds like Leadbelly.
Yeah.
Because it was in the right key.
Yeah.
It's a right tuning. So, with all of that said, I love 12 strings tuned down a whole tone. 2 frets, right? So my E is actually a D.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I tune my 12s. My Lightfoot, I call it, my Boucher, my prize position OM 12 string, that guitar is tuned down 2 whole frets. And guitar players like John Allen Cameron, he tuned his down 1 fret, a half tone flat.
Semitone flat.
And that's what he liked. He liked to be able to, he always had a capo on the first fret
yeah.
to play in standard. I like it so that you don't have that odd math. I want, if I'm going to play something with a capo, I want it to be on the 2nd or the 4th. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like the mathematics of being down a whole tone
Instead of a semitone.
Yes. So
Easier to navigate.
and you'll find I use lights now, but if you use mediums, if you use a medium elixir, which is sort of hard to find now because even 12-string guys are like, I want to go light. So, but if you use a medium elixir and tune it down a whole step, holy crap, will your guitar sound like a cannon. It'll just blow your face off. And that's what I did for years. But even now, though, I even use lights on the 12. I'll put lights and still tune it down a full tone. And it sounds unbelievable.
It sounds like a whole pound of butter.
It does.
Yeah.
And Lightfoot even tunes his down a half step. And depending on which Gibson he's using, he might even go down a full step. But it's always a half step. You should never... So, another thing to just mention to you that I've probably mentioned before on the show, 12-string guitars now are so well designed, and the science is so good on them. And the neck and the dual truss rod systems and all these things that the modern guitar builders do, you can tune them to standard. The reason that we didn't tune them to standard is because the neck sucked. Right?
And the string tension was so high on them.
It would just pull everything right off the top of the
Yeah.
guitar. But that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
So you can take a modern guitar and put light gauge strings on it and tune it to standard.
tuning.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, because
You're
of
gonna
the tone.
miss out on all the
Yeah,
time.
you're gonna miss all the cool sounding chords and the voicings and it'll just inspire you if you get down low. So there you go. Great question.
Good question.
Really good question. That we've answered before, but I think we weren't quite that in depth.
That was a good question.
What was the name of this stuff again, Ginger? Aberor, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't recognize the bottle because
It's so unpleasant.
might be unpleasant for you, but goddamn, it's good over here.
Where's Sudzo?
He's
Yeah.
here. He's
Is he?
Yeah.
Becker is here,
Yeah.
bastard.
But I just also noticed that Cam McMaster's here.
Clam Disaster.
I think he needs a tune. We haven't had a Cam tune in a while.
Oh,
Pull out the guitar.
pull that up.
Do it. Do it.
A clam sonnet.
He needs to do
A
verse.
sonnet o' clam. Sounds familiar.
Cam's song has changed.
Clam Disaster.
He's the man.
He's the man.
Sparky.
He's a sparky-headed bastard.
Stick boy.
Yeah, hardly.
Harley Welder. Harley Welder.
Clam Disaster.
He's the master.
He's the master
Charles Millers?
of Clam Disaster. Clam McMaster.
He goes faster.
The faster you drink, the faster he goes.
He's thick and chunky.
And he sings some songs that are funky.
He does.
Camp Disaster.
He's a master blaster.
Yeah.
Yeehaw! Clammy.
I need to get that custom-made truss wrench she made on that guitar.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a neck adjustment because it's so dry out here. I gotta take my baby back to Murfreesboro in May, I think. I'm gonna take this guitar with me. Or I might take my Jim Hurst, too.
We got a clam. We got a baker.
Mm-hmm. We got a Michael Easter.
We got
Michael Easter.
Michael Easter egg.
Yeah. Lovingly known as fucking Michael Easter.
Yeah.
Michael
fucking
fucking
Easter.
Oh, yeah, Michael fucking Easter, yeah. Connect! I call him fucking Michael Easter. FME.
FME.
What's next there, Ginger Girl?
We have a super chat from Larry Randress.
Hey.
Larry Rindress.
Local Larry.
Love you, Larry.
Cheers, brother.
And we've been talking about
The thing.
the live thing.
The thing.
Yes, we have.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on it. Stand by. Stand back.
We're signed. We've already got you down on the list as an usher and doorman,
Yes.
extra donaire.
And a bouncer.
Yeah.
Next.
What can I ask this question?
Yeah.
All right. What guitar or instrumental are you working on? Demo, please.
Are you working on
Are
one?
you working on
No,
something right now?
God, no.
No.
No. The only thing I ever work on nowadays is Adrenaline Rush. It's the hardest goddamn thing I ever learned to play in my life, and I got to keep playing it. I've never perfected it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I still
really
think that one of the verses, or I don't know, one of the repeats of something or other should come out. I feel like
What
it
is
happens a lot of times,
What do you mean?
but I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I always think the song's going to end and then it keeps going.
Oh.
It feels like an ending and then it's not an ending. I don't know.
It's one of the greatest guitar instrumentals I've ever heard. Gareth Pearson's a bastard. I hate him. Although
You did rework it a lot too.
yeah, I did, but
You did a lot to that
I
tune.
did tell him that you called him Douchey McMahon Bun, which was he didn't take that so well.
Well, that
kind
video
of
is a
did.
little is a lot. The video
Yeah.
he made is a lot.
But he still loves me. People don't give a shit. You know what? They just don't. I used to think that, I can't say this or that because it might hurt somebody's feelings. But I've said so many things to people's faces, and they just look at me and go,
They're stunned.
and they
They're
start
stunned
laughing
that you'd say
because they
it.
can't even believe I said
Well,
it.
they don't know if you're serious or not.
Well, he did cut his hair too after
He
that.
doesn't have the man bun anymore.
No,
which
he
is
he
cut his
took
hair.
the-
Oh yeah,
He took the
he
douche
cut
bun off.
he cut the douche bun off. So now he's now douchey guitar man. I don't know what he is. He's a fucking genius, is what he is. Anyhow, sorry. Love you, Gareth. Who asked that question?
Larry.
Sorry, Larry. Love you.
I'll take a turn.
Turn next. That went down the south road.
Yeah, down the
Garrett's
back
hairdo.
road.
Down the back road. Don't even
Yeah.
talk about.
No,
I just
no.
can't.
You think he donated his bun to the SPCA
I don't think so.
Somebody's sleeping on
As
a
a
big
hairball?
fluffy pillow right
as a
now.
hairball?
Holy shit. Next.
Super chat from Jamie Reed.
The next time you
Hey.
put that thing around your neck in the airplane to sleep with,
Yeah.
that's like Gareth's man bun.
Hey, Jamie, how are you, buddy?
Who is it? Jamie
Jamie
Reed?
Reed.
Yeah.
Attaboy. Love you, brother.
Best guitar you've ever reviewed that you don't own.
There's no such thing. I owned everything I've reviewed.
Well, no.
Much to the chagrin of my fucking banker, I can tell you that.
You don't own all of these. Some of these are just sent and then you send them back or send them or sell them. Or...
Yeah, well, I mean,
Not many of them. though.
okay. You want to know the one that's going to make you laugh? It isn't funny, but the guitar that I have sitting here that was just sent to me with I didn't pay anything for it. They just sent it to me without even telling me what was coming. Was the Epiphone, the custom Frontier. That guitar is unbelievable, and they still haven't asked me for any money for it. It just showed up here one day, from the custom shop in Montana, right? This custom-made Epiphone Frontier, and I reviewed it, and that's the best guitar I've ever reviewed, like that I didn't really own. I still don't think I own that guitar. I feel bad about even having it, but I asked them if they wanted something for it, and they're like, "Don't worry about it, man. Just
We'll figure it out later."
Yeah, they don't care, right?
Yeah.
Which shows the huge, the hugeness of the company, but also how cool they are as people. Like Andrew Ladner and those guys at the Nashville Gibson Garage. Man, those guys are awesome. They're really nice guys, right? And last time I was down there, they gave me an Epiphone Texan, just a regular one. I walked out with that. They didn't give it to me. I paid stupid artist price for it, like $300, and it's a beautiful guitar. It was, but I mean, it's hard to even talk about that because all the guitars in this room, I'm heavily attached to. Even my OM, my Cedar, my Gallagher, that desperately needs a neck tweak. It's not playing well because it's action so low. Like these are instruments that, doesn't matter what happens to them. I don't care what happens to them. I'll keep dragging them along and keeping them going, as I would with any of these guitars. And you get attached to them. I've spent, hundreds of hours on stage with some of these instruments.
It's funny to hear you say that because you have such a plethora of guitars.
Good word.
Plethora?
Plethora.
That's like a $20 word.
That's a great word.
Yeah, it was.
That was a gooder.
Yeah. You've got so many, and Gunning has so few by comparison.
Theoretically, he has 5 or 6.
Yeah, but 5
he only
or 6
uses
compared
one.
to like 50.
But you got like 40, yeah.
Yeah, right? But he's
I'm
consistent in what he
overly
uses.
blessed, right? Like the only reason
You're mental is what you are.
The only reason I have this many guitars is because people like Robin Boucher decided that he liked me and loved me well enough to give me guitars and
Yamaha
and build guitars
and
with my name on them
and Epiphone.
I know, but the thing about it is many of these instruments I bought. Mm-hmm. That's how I got involved with Gallagher. It's how I got involved with Epiphones. How I got involved with Close. It's how I got involved with. I'm never one to, and the same thing with Blackwood is coming on board. I've paid him a nice little deposit to get the guitar down here at the end of the month. Jake's going to pick it up for me. And if I do well if I can give him a good review, which I'm pretty sure I can, the guy's he's well renowned, right? Yeah. If I sell guitars for him, and he doesn't think he wants the other $3,500 for that guitar, finest kind.
Yeah,
that's how it works. I help people. All I'm really trying to get at is getting people good instruments, right?
Get the names out there.
Yeah. You want people to have the last thing I want ever, and everybody that's watching this knows this, the last thing I want for anyone is to go, okay, I need a new guitar. I can only buy a Martin. Or I can only buy a Taylor. Or my shop only carries Breedlove. That's bullshit. There's so many other guitars that are good besides those.
Besides the ones we shit on last week.
Well, I only shit on companies when I think that they're not giving us what we deserve.
They're not giving it their all.
No.
Yeah.
And they're capable of it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So I like to give people good choices. If you want this type of guitar, you want a certain body style, you want a certain neck width, you want a certain tone, you want a certain tone wood, you want a certain cosmetic look, you want a certain pickup, you want these things. Well, look, there's 10 choices. So and it'll cost you less than $2,000.
Yeah.
Right? And if you want to spend the boutique price, there's Boucher, there's Gallagher, there's Blackwood, there's George Crackett, who is barely boutique price.
Yeah.
His prices are so nice and low for what he does. It's unbelievable.
And there's some that cross over, like Yamaha.
Yeah.
You can buy a boutique guitar from.
Yes.
Or you can buy...
Under $2,000.
Under $2,000.
And now with the FG9, you can hit that $4,000 mark just below where you'd be buying a D28 for $5,000.
Yeah.
or a heavy duty Gibson for $5,000 or $6,000, you can spend the $4,000 and get something that will just tear the fucking gates off of everything, right?
Tear the gates off.
And that's
blow the locks off.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I only want. That's all I'm trying to do. I love guitars. I love guitar players, and I commiserate with everyone that talks to me every single day. I'm inundated with people talking to me on YouTube. All the comments come right to my phone. I see everybody going, I just bought this. I just bought that. I just saw this. I just saw that. I went and looked for this because you said. I went and looked for that. And they're having a great time.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line, right? Everyone's having a fucking blast. Because I got this 40,000, 50,000 people all talking about guitars.
Do you ever get emotional?
I do.
When you're reading the comments?
Yes.
Do you ever get
I do.
a little...
I do.
a little soft around the edges?
I do.
Yeah.
I get a little snotty.
Yeah.
And I need
wiggly
Kleenex.
lips.
You can tell me about it.
I will tell you later when we're not in front of everybody.
All right.
A super chat from Cam McMaster.
Cheers, Clam. Good to see you, brother.
Love you, Clam.
Clam disaster.
He says, just saying hello and hit that like button, folks.
Sweet. Thanks, brother.
We get a question from Bram Avery.
Bram, back again.
Any interest in trying out the new String Joy coated strings? Their stuff has great reviews.
I've tried them, and I've got several sets in my equipment case, and the jury's sort of out. I didn't dislike them. I don't think they last as long as Elixir or D'Addario XS, which I think lasts longer than anything. Tonally, they're good, but they don't last. I don't know if they last as long as other strings.
Is it? What's the process? Is it like a nano web, or is it like fully coated?
Oh no, it's a nano web. The winding is nano web coated, just like Elixirs and like XS, right?
Yeah.
So, I didn't have a negative experience with them. I have them in my equipment case in the car.
Jury's out.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any reason to.
Haven't used them long enough to know.
Yeah, I don't have any reason to say that they suck or whatever. They are coated.
You're not a string pig though either. Like you don't change strings.
I don't but only because I use great strings.
Yeah.
Like I can get 6 shows out of an Elixir and 8 shows out of an XS D'Addario, right?
But a lot of artists that are touring, they get 1 show out of a guitar.
Right. And also, again, here's a throwback to an earlier question. Because of these, I don't break strings, right? I never break strings. I haven't broken a string on stage in my life, ever.
I feel like Mac goes through strings pretty fast.
No, he doesn't.
No?
No.
Yeah. No,
he does not.
because he's got great technique,
Yeah.
right? He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And it's all in the hands. It's all in the angle of the pick, how you're...
It's all in how your guitars are maintained.
Here's
well.
a simple... Yes. That your saddle is right, your nut's right, everything's good, right?
And it's well maintained. It's well set up.
Here's the basic rule. Here's your guitar string on the guitar. If you make the string go like this, it'll never break.
Right, it'll last.
If you make it go like this, it's going to break every time. Because this is more damaging at the saddle than this is.
Yeah.
You'd think it's opposite. Because the string's doing that, you'd think the string is rolling and grinding itself off. It's not. It's this.
Yeah. You're changing the break angle.
It changes the break angle.
Yeah.
So your strings break, right? So I use heavy picks, really heavy fucking picks, and I pick straight down and straight up and make the strings do this.
Yeah.
They don't do in and out. They do up and down, right? So I never break strings. So that's... I'm really wanting to love String Joy, too. I like the packaging. I like the marketing that they do. It's really cool. They're a Nashville company, I think. They seem to be really musician-centric, guitar player-centric, and I like what they do. So, yeah, I got nothing negative to say, except there's nothing. I don't. I got to use them a little longer before I would say they're in they complete the Holy Trinity.
Before you'd say...
There's no Trinity. No Trinity.
We have a highlighted chat from Mark Ashworth.
Hey,
Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Recommendation for new strings for my LS16.
Elixirs or XS D'Addario.
Lights.
And the only light gauge, and the only difference you're going to find between the two strings is they both last like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What you're going to find is that the XS are slightly stiffer to the feel than the Elixir. Mm-hmm. And strangely enough, the stiffer feeling strings put less pressure on the neck. So the XS will make your action feel lower, but your strings feel harder. Mm. And the Elixir will make your action feel higher, and your string feels softer.
And I think that the D'Addarios will be a little brighter than the Elixirs.
Potentially so.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
But incremental.
Yeah.
Like 5-10%. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a strange thing. So remember, XS, lower action, harder string. Mm-hmm. Elixir, higher action, softer string. Mm-hmm. It's fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
And it's because the D'Addario XS use their own proprietary core.
Yeah.
NS steel, which is different. It's just a different alloy they use for the core of the string.
Well, and it's all what tension they're wound under,
exactly.
what tension the wind
but
goes on,
both
etc., etc.
Wicked strings.
Yeah.
Both. I mean, I couldn't do what I do without them. I just couldn't. They're the best strings I've ever used. Period. End of story. Good.
Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
Sudsy, great lady down.
He says, "I think you skipped Capo Corner."
No. We didn't. We just didn't say Capo Corner.
It just wasn't official.
No, we said Capo Corner.
Did
we? Oh, yes, when we started talking about the Boucher clinic and all that.
I missed it because I didn't even get to hit the button.
I'm going to show you something.
You should show us something. You going to show us something?
Yes, I am.
Are you coming back?
Yes.
All right.
Where are you going?
What's the duty?
I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to show you a really cool thing.
Yeah.
That I use from time to time that I've enjoyed is these DRs. And you want to talk about an extra
the old dragon skin
weird kind of thing you might find. This is called the DR dragon skin. They're hard coated for brightness and volume. The American string, of course, DR
boutique string.
They're a boutique string. I have a set of these on my new Gibson. 12 to 54 instead of 53. Now, they don't last worth a fuck, but they sound good. Mm-hmm. And they sound good slightly longer than uncoated strings. So it's a very interesting... if you ever see these, try them.
Good recording string?
They are. Yeah. Because they sound so natural. Yeah. They're just... They don't last. Like, they last slightly more than an uncoated string. Mm-hmm. But... they're cool. They get a good tone. Mm-hmm. Like, I use all sorts of things. I still use D'Addario uncoated from time to time.
So what's an example where you'd use those?
If I'm playing shows live and I want a really good earthy tone for one show.
Right. Because that's all they're going to last.
I would put the light gauge D'Addarios, right?
Now
the J16s, I think they are.
You're kind of a neutral pH guy. Gunning has a lot of acid.
Oh, no. I'm high pH.
Oh, are you?
I eat through shit like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I didn't. I've never seen you eat through a lot of strings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It's
Dave is poison on strings.
Yeah. I can kill a regular uncoated set of strings in one set. They're gone. And if it's not the right kind... Now, another thing that I use that I love, again, uncoated, is John Pierce. Mm-hmm. I love them. They're great strings. And often, it depends on me if I am hard on them or if I play them right away after I string the guitar, I kill them. But if I let it sit for a few hours after I string it, a set of John Pierce lights will last me 2 shows. And they'll sound amazing. And I did it on the tour.
Uncoated strings.
Uncoated John Pierce. They're great strings. Fantastic strings. And this is sort of leading me, we're over time, I don't care. This is sort of leading me into another video that we're preparing, which is going to be my favorite accessories, right? So I'm going to talk about all that in that video, and there's so much stuff. That video may well be 30, 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. Just talking about the stuff that I've used in my life and have still.
What's in your pocket? What's in your gig bag?
What's in the little secret box in the case, right? Like what's in there? We all use all kinds of tools to do what we do. We have our favorite things that we can count on to behave the same way every time. Mm-hmm. But there's still, stuff like this, stuff like John Pierce, stuff like that I use. I still look like GHS banjo strings. Mm-hmm. I don't always use like chrome core Parastros on my violin. Sometimes I use Prim or D'Addario Preludes or Wicked strings. Mm-hmm. Like those things, we have every musician has a past menu of gear that they love, right? Mm-hmm. And that's going to be a video altogether. I should have you in on that one because you could talk a lot about that stuff. You've seen all of it go by. Right?
Or his favorite accessories for like fishing
exactly.
Stuff.
Yeah. We should do that video together here.
Well,
so
we could probably work it out.
I think we could.
If I could get the bus fare to get back and forth.
Good. Scotch is awesome.
Super chat from Jeff Gallant.
Monsieur Gallant.
Jeff Gallon.
Our brother from PE1.
Jeff Gallon.
He's who we want.
Yes, who we want. His name is French, and I pronounce it that way. Jeff Gallon. He's who we want. I ain't seen him in a month of days.
Jeff is Jeff's
fucked up. That guitar is awesome.
Jeff is going to have to be part of the gathering.
Yes, he is.
When we have the gathering.
What are you saying there, Jeffy?
Says, honestly, John, did Chris choke your chicken so hard the head popped off? Very disrespectful, Chris.
Yeah, he didn't choke it. He just threw it in the ground and the head broke off.
Ripped the head right off.
Yeah. Just chewed the head right off it.
Yes.
We better burn through these. We're 10 minutes over.
Oh, 10 minutes over. Whatever shall we do?
I don't know.
We're going to be late for our next appointment.
The only reason I need to stop is because I have to. Yes!
Well,
okay.
Don't have to yell. A super chat from Cam McMaster.
Hey, Clam.
What is happening?
Uh-oh. He needs a reset.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my nipple.
Oh, stop. Oh, drama queen.
Oh, that went right in the nip.
Oh, drama queen.
It was hard brass
drama
on the nipple.
Queen.
Drama.
Nipples bruised.
Drama.
I got nipple bruising.
Liar.
Oh, the drama.
Liar.
Liar.
Earth on fire.
Drama queen.
What have we got?
Yep.
He says, open question for the three of yous. Do you sing or jig a tune in the shower? And if so, what's your go-to song to sing or rhythm to do in BPMs?
Oh, mine's easy.
What?
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ding, dang,
walla, walla, bing, bang.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, ting, walla, walla, bing, bang. That's what I always in the shower.
In the shower?
Oh, fuck yeah.
And it's true.
Full bore.
Really?
Full bore. Witch Doctor.
Really?
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you.
See, I'm just focused on my routine.
Full bore witch
also,
doctor.
when you make sandwiches.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ding, dang.
Walla, walla, bing, bang.
Oh, yeah, I'm all over that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do it at all in the shower.
Oh, really?
No.
You gotta have witch doctor in the shower.
I'm gonna try that
in my head.
Witch doctor in the shower rocks ass.
The last I don't know, maybe month. It's been the lumberjack song from Monty Python.
The lumberjack song.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that with you.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day.
I can't imagine you doing that in the shower.
What's the next verse? I like to press
Skip and
wildflowers.
jump.
Oh yeah, skip and jump. That's not right. What's the next verse? With
don't know how
the
it's
wildflowers.
I like to press wildflowers. Yeah.
I like to press wildflowers. Yeah. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. I puts on women's clothing, suspender and a bra. Hangs around in taverns and...
No,
That's not the words.
it's not.
It
well,
is,
it's-
yeah.
It's some
That's
of the
Monty,
words.
Monty Python,
It's
yeah.
some of the words in the wrong order. But
Holy shit, that's
That's
one
been
of
in my
the,
head
that's
for
one of
like
the
a month.
funniest things I've ever seen
I
in
don't
my
do
life.
I don't
is
do a
that.
tune in the shower, but do you know when I do tunes?
When you're getting your
When-
bag shaved.
When we're taxiing for departure.
Oh, Jesus.
normally
Yeah.
that's circus music.
No, that's not circus.
Oh, yeah,
music.
yours was the best.
Yeah,
That you got dinged.
ding.
No, she got dinged for the Charles Lindbergh thing.
What?
The circus tune. I made
yeah.
a video of the approach onto the island.
Oh,
and
my God, it
put
was
it
funny.
to copyrighted music.
Yeah, it was
apparently.
Charles Lindbergh.
Oh,
the Charles Lindbergh boogie or something.
I do the Flintstones, the takeout song. Here we come on the run with a burger on a bun
Oh, Jesus.
and a
really?
dab of coleslaw on the side.
Oh, my
your
God.
taste buds we will tickle with a cold dill pickle, and all of our French potatoes are French fried, fried.
God. Good almighty. Okay, next.
Our burgers can't be beat because we grind our own meat. grind.
Super chat from Mark High.
Mark High?
That's
Mark
new.
High.
That's new.
Mark
Might
High.
be.
No, it's not.
Mark High.
No, I don't think it is.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Next.
What?
Can over the top?
Can over the top, yeah.
He just says, can't wait to hear JP review the FG9.
Oh, man, it's going to be a beautiful day. Next. Let's get the fuck out of here. Come on.
Oh, just don't rush
Yeah,
me.
you're late for your next appointment, are you?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna go. Super chat from Jim Waller.
Jim Waller.
Jim
Love
Waller!
you, Jimmy.
Hey, Jack.
I saw Jim
At the gym.
when I was in the States. He watched me drink a beer. I saw Jim Waller.
Shed a tear.
He had ice skates. And then he shed a tear.
Yeah, okay.
Your rhyme structure's wrong. Just think Gilligan's Island. And
He had Ginger's dress on?
Yes, he did.
Haikus are simple.
Haikus are simple.
But sometimes they don't make sense.
What does Jimmy
Refrigerator.
want?
Fainting goat.
Fainting goat.
Haikus are simple, but sometimes they don't make sense.
Or
Refrigerator.
Yeah, or they faint like a goat.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's Jimmy saying?
With so many guitars, do you ever need fretwork done? I have worn out a bunch on my go-to 810 and keep playing away. Not sure on partial refret.
It's funny you should say that because I was just thinking today of I actually was stressing about this. I've never had a refret because I've never kept a guitar long enough to refret.
Also, you don't.
I don't.
Your guitars
rotate
are
them
set
so
up
quickly.
correctly.
Yes, and I don't burn the frets
Right.
down, right?
Right.
So I was thinking to myself, holy shit, I'm going to eventually have to take these Bouchers to Robin.
Mm-hmm.
But for as long as it takes me to wear them down, Robin could be passed away by the time you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah.
I don't wear my frets out. So,
I've never even seen so much as a divot in a fret on one of your
no.
guitars.
And there's guitars I've had here for
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 years, 10 years.
But that's technique and setup.
yeah, it is.
Some guys,
It is.
some guys play with so much pressure.
Yeah,
they just stomp
and every
the
time they
tracks right in
crush that
Yeah.
chord, they're grinding the string in
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
And that's not good. So yeah,
But
I've
should
never.
he do a partial refret or wait for it all to go to shit?
Oh no, you need if you have a partial. If you think you're like if you've got like 9 iron divots in your fucking frets, like get them fixed.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of the times when you take a guitar to an accredited tech like Doug Sampson.
Yeah.
Fucking Doug Sampson. Fucking Doug Sampson.
You had to bring him up, didn't you?
He just quit. He retired. I hate him.
Tired now.
He's a quitter.
I love him to death. He was the best guitar man in the business.
He is Yoda
Yep.
of
So,
guitars.
what he would do, he'd look at the guitar and go, you know what? It is worn, but you really only need a dressing. So I'll file the shit out of this.
Block and file, yeah.
Right? So sometimes you don't even need a refret. You just need a dress. Mm-hmm. And if it's not taking the frets down so low that you're, fucking everything up, all the math, right? Then just do that. And if it does need a refret, get the first 6 frets done and be done with it. Just make sure you take it to somebody who knows what they're doing, so that
you don't have the Hindenburg on your shoulders,
right?
Yeah.
So you want the first 7 frets to match the last 15.
Yeah.
Come next.
Super chat from Stephen Baker.
Stephen Becker.
Great lady down.
Dave isn't bad on the strings on purpose. The half above the cable gets bored and falls asleep.
I'd have to agree with that. Next. Who's next?
A super chat from Edward Bernardo.
Edward Bernardo
A
again.
follow up from his previous.
Yes.
Your advice fixed my guitar. Thanks.
Awesome. Oh,
that was the
guy with the weird neck. Sweet.
Yep.
Connect.
Awesome.
Wicked.
That is the end of the super chats.
All right. So,
hey, before you do that,
okay.
Don't forget about next week. Huge week.
That's right.
Huge week.
Boucher's coming down.
We want to see everybody out.
Okay. So here's something that's huge that I forgot to mention. The Boucher Clinic that's happening on April 28th, Friday, at the Claymore, the old Claymore Hotel in Antigonish, G&G Music, Glencoe Hotel. Mm-hmm. He has stock. He just got it.
Of what?
Of some of the new models, and everybody that shows up at that clinic is getting a $100 coupon.
What?
For a Boucher purchase.
That's crazy.
So $100 you need to buy a ticket to the clinic, or is it a walk-in? And
there's a ticket. I think there's a ticket involved. I'm not sure. I think there is. But it's awesome. It's the second year we're doing it, and it's Glenn's just the best guy for this stuff. He loves this shit, and you can't beat it.
Guillaume.
It's going to be awesome. Last year was incredible.
Pizza from the wheel.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, what was the name of the off-brand strings I mentioned and showed you?
Which ones?
The only ones I showed them.
Okay.
So I want the company name and the brand name.
Mm-hmm. I know it. I got it.
Yep. The company and what they call them.
Lizard lips. As well as Judd Gunning does.
I taught Judd Gunning. Let it rain and it poured. Let it rain a whole lot more. Cause I got them deep river blues. Let the rain dry right on. Let the waves sweep along. Cause I got them deep river blues. Answers?
It's a good tune.
Cam McMaster says tuna melt and chips.
Not right.
Woo! Oh, wrong.
That's a throwback for the OG String Theory episodes. Yeah. Will you accept simply DR?
No.
No.
DR is the company that builds the strings. What's the brand name of the DR strings?
Are you looking for DR Dragonskin?
That's the one.
Okay, so the first one with DR Dragonskin is Rob Richardson.
Rob Richardson, you are number 10. Send us an email at jpcormier38@gmail.com. You'll find the email also in the comment on the description section of the video. Mm-hmm. You are number 10. 40 more people to go. And this year, no, seriously, boy, we laugh, but this year... last year Alvarez Yeri put in a guitar. Like this is going to be a big year. You're going to get something really cool.
A little serious
from one of our partners.
Yeah.
I just did a a major review of the new Recording King, the RD342, which is a fucking cannon guitar. Killer guitar. That's here. Like we got some guys around
and we're including Jack in the prize package this year.
Yeah, he will come and lick your ankle and leave.
Yes.
Who's the next one? Who's number 11?
Bram Avery.
Hey, Bram.
You are in the air, Bram.
Yep.
You are back again. I know you. You don't even need to send the email. You can if you want. But we know you. So you're number 11. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the whole package.
Bram always reminds me of Dracula.
Bram
Stoker.
Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
Yes. I too see the
connotation.
Obvious resemblance.
Bram, you're not hanging upside down in your lair, are you, right now? Avery's just like a stage name for him.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Michael Easter says Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Oh. Well, isn't this special?
Well, that's
Dave McIsaac.
Yeah.
a lot of energy.
Is this from Guitar Souls?
No, it's from unreleased.
Oh.
It was never released.
Okay.
Done by the CBC.
All right.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. Studio H. We love you guys.
Yep.
And sorry we went long, but what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah, well, we got to run out to our next
apologize
appointment now.
We appreciate all of our sponsors, our partners. I like to say, I hate sponsors. That's not a good name for them.
Partners.
They're partners with us.
And Clucky. May his soul rest in
Clucky, may his
peace.
soul rest in peace. Jack and Jill, the lovely Ginger who has assisted us again.
Thank God she's home.
Kept us from destroying our own lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my brother Chris Coote.
And the four and only JP Cormier.
90% by volume.
90% by volume.
And all of you should... Okay. Love you.
Love everybody. Have a great
See you
week.
next week.
See everybody out next week.
That's right.
Right. Come see us.
Yes, sir. And next week, Robin and Guillaume will be here. Boucher's going to be here next week.
Mm-hmm.
On String Theory.
Yep.
Love you guys.